What's good? God is good. I'm your host, Jay Did It. Welcome to Thursday Therapies, a podcast for all creatives, writers, rappers, poets, artists, activists, Sacramento Community Therapy Session. Today we have Malcolm Augustus Johnson Lewis, the founder and CEO of Peacemakers, Love Foundation, and Group Community Services, a visionary leader, community builder, and advocate for healing, restoration, from overcoming addiction and incarceration to creating safe spaces for men and women re-entering society. Malcolm has transformed pain into purpose and purpose into impact. Through his foundation, he's helped countless individuals rebuild their lives with dignity, love, and mental wellness at the center. Welcome to Thursday Therapies. How you doing?
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
It's amazing. It's amazing, Malcolm. We have a long history between two of us. We were just talking about it, about almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And you've been putting in some work out there in the community, and I love it. I love everything that you have going on for yourself.
Yeah, it's all about giving back. After being out there the way I was out there,
Absolutely.
I have some amends to make, I would say, spiritually.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the world.
Yeah,
So.
Absolutely. And you look fucking amazing.
Well, thank you.
You look
Thank
amazing. You do. You know, I've been seeing all the work you're doing out there in the community and helping people and thriving with the Peacemakers Love Foundation. And I'm like, dude, I got to get Malcolm on here, because your story is amazing and how many people you're helping out there is amazing. So as you know, Thursday Therapy is a podcast for bringing awareness to mental health. So I want to ask you some questions, let everybody out there know, your journey, get to know what the Peacemakers Love Foundation is, and, just show the world who you are.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So what do you got for me?
What have I got for you? Okay, so can you tell us back to your early years? What was life like growing up, and what influences shaped who you are becoming at that time?
Well, life in the early years, let me see. I was born and raised in the Bronx. My father's a pastor. My whole family was like church going. But my mom and dad split up, so we moved into the east part of the Bronx, and it was a little rough. It was a very split household. Lived with 13 other cousins.
Wow.
Two brothers and a sister. So things were pretty crazy. My mom and her two sisters bought a house, and we were all in there. Kind of like what I'm running right now.
You got a house.
You wonder how I do it. Well, that's the kind of environment I came from. But it was all about church every weekend, staying focused, being respectful. I think my mom had a lot to do with it. She was just my hero.
Yeah.
Even though I really didn't get along with her, she was on point all the time, checking me where I needed to be checked. But it just, I'm the prodigal son,
Yeah.
I had to take off. I pretty much ran the streets in New York for a minute. Hooked up with some people, got into doing substances probably since I was 12.
Wow.
I can remember going through the tunnels of the Bronx and, sitting there, all of us pitching out our money before we went to school and what we were going to buy. We were going to buy a bottle of liquor and some joints, and we go. But things just changed rapidly. I started my own business when I was 16, a roofing company, and things just took off. And I'm not going to go deep into it because we could be here for a minute, but let's just say I saw Riker's Island at 16.
Wow.
So that was, so my life in and out of jail cells and being in trouble, it started pretty young. I was the PK, the preacher's kid.
Wow.
And I had a label, a label that followed me everywhere I went. So I always tried to outdo the label.
Yeah.
So, coming here, I came to California when I was 21. As soon as I turned 21, I just jumped in the car, threw some clothes in, and my guitar, I played the bass guitar, as a musician. And I came to California.
Wow.
So I hit Sacramento, and I should have followed the first thing that I saw. It said, "Welcome to Sacramento." No, it said, "Welcome to California. Now go home."
Oh,
I remember I was on Auburn Boulevard in Madison, and I was like, wow, that's not cool. But I stayed here, lived in Highlands, played music for the first 3 years, started doing construction, So I got into construction while doing music, and was really good at it. I built stuff.
Yeah.
So I wound up being a construction superintendent in the long run.
Yeah.
And things just escalated. I got into the substance life. It was about crank. Van who was crank.
Right.
And we were just working all the time, high, doing what we're doing. Back then it was okay. We were like functional.
Yeah.
And we were having fun. So it really didn't dawn on me, what was really happening to my life.
Right.
So I was about 23, 24. But time went on and I played music. I remember after playing in a band, doing some stuff and taking off, and I got pulled over with some stuff. And that was the beginning of my thing in California here.
Yeah.
So everything just kept going and going and going. But I'm going to fast forward a little up to, me really where I was in that time, because at the time of selling drugs and making these connections and doing all of this stuff, I wound up manufacturing drugs.
Yeah.
So I was running the streets pretty bad. Got myself in a world of trouble, set up by the police. They came, tore my house down, looking for drugs, and I had a confidential informant in the house. So I didn't know that at the time. Anyway, it led me to do something. They arrested me, they took me in, but it took me on a heart-wrenching thing because all I did was live for people.
Right, right.
And my party days was all about just being around people having fun.
Having fun.
It wasn't about the drugs or the money or anything. It was like everybody's having fun. And here I lived with this guy for 2 years.
Wow.
And he was setting me up.
Wow.
Yeah. So they came, they busted me. They didn't get a chance to find anything. A dog just started freaking out, and I saw them coming, and I threw everything in the sprinklers and turned them on.
Wow.
But cutting through there, when I got out, I had to reevaluate my life.
Yeah.
I talked to my mom. I was like, Mom, I need to come home. And she was like, you need to figure out what God wants you to do out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need to be here. I'm going to die. I'm going to kill somebody. And she let it go at that. And you just stay where you're at. Don't bring it over here. I was like, okay.
Wow.
I remember my first child, it was Leona. It's my adopted daughter, and we were at the house, and I got out and I just started pulling all my guns in. I loaded every gun I had, and I was going to go after this guy. And the woman I was with at the time, she just started crying, "You can't do that. Our children hang out with their children, da 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 da." And then I said, "To hell with it. I'm out."
Yeah.
And I put the gun to my head and I pulled the trigger. And the gun went off, and it didn't feel like I even got shot. And all I could feel was the warm blood going down my face. And I was like, son of a... And I put my fingers in my head, and I was like a human bowling ball. At that moment, I started seeing differently. On a spiritual side, I'm not here just for myself.
Right.
I'm here to enjoy myself, but I'm not here to be by myself.
Right.
And I'm going about things the wrong way.
Yeah.
And at the time I was 28, I didn't get the full message.
Yeah.
Spent a little time in jail after that. They put me in the psych ward. They let me out right away.
Wow.
After I told them the story, what was going on. And they were like, okay, well, you're not crazy. I don't know what I would have done. So that led into me getting a chance to just pull back.
Yeah.
So I went back home. My mom finally, after I did that, my mom was like, okay, come back home.
Wow.
And I went back to New York. And at the time, I had just had my second daughter, Marlisa. And the promise was for her to go there and meet me there when I got out of jail. Well, I get out, I go there, and I get there and forget the drama, but her mom was doing something else, and she wound up coming back here and leaving me there.
Wow.
But I couldn't come back here because
Yeah.
I told the courts that I wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
So I stayed there for 4 years, and I started working for IBM. I just cleaned up everything. I worked for IBM, built a life there, worked there for 4 years, and then my daughter calls me.
Wow.
And she's 4 years old, going on 5. Dad, you coming out for my 5th birthday? You coming. I'm like, you're 4 years old. Why are you coming like that? And it was kind of like her mother dragging me back out there.
Yeah.
And so I came back out, and things were cool for a while. And then shit hit the fan.
Whoa.
No, really. I met a woman. We hit it off, and then the mother of my children freaked out. Anyway, I wound up getting married to this woman in '94, and I had a job working with a construction company, underground construction, big shot. I was the boss again.
Yeah.
Everything was just good. I'm selling drugs at the same time. I'm selling to the people at work. Not good. I thought I was doing them a favor and keeping everything together. Everything went on like that for close to 15 years.
Wow.
And then I went through a divorce. And my wife, she upped and left me with all the kids. And I just flipped out. And that's when everything started rolling.
Yeah.
So my job as a superintendent was on the line. I was going out looking for love in all the wrong places, and just things got worse. And then I lost my job. Then I went to a full-time drug deal.
Yeah.
And that's when I'd say God just said, "Oh, you want to do that?"
Right.
This is what happens with that. So I used, and I got arrested several times. Spent 3 months in jail, 6 months in jail, 9 months in jail. And you kind of know a little bit about me back and forth.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of love for people,
You always did. You always showed
it was
love.
just like, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong
Right.
until I started hurting myself. Well, I remember the day, and I'm just going to push forward. November 12th, 2006, I was coming out of Hillsdale off of Palm there, and I'd probably been up for about 4 or 5 days. And I pull up to the stop sign, and it was like a sigh of relief, and the words came out, "I'm so sick of this."
Yeah.
And that was like a surrender, because God came in immediately. And I got pulled over by a cop 2 seconds later.
Wow.
And when I got pulled over, I just looked, and I just had a seat full of methamphetamine, syringes, everything. And then the cop pulled me over, and I just put my hands up, and I was like, it's all right there. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm tired. And that's when the story started. I didn't know it was a story then.
Right.
I was fighting my case. I got locked up.
How many years did you get?
I got 4 years. I got 9 years with half.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So here, every time I've been to jail, they gave me 3-year suspended sentence.
Right.
A 3-year and let me out. 3-year suspended sentence.
Yes.
Well,
because you would disappear for a little bit, but then you could come right back, and I'd
Right
be
back.
like, "Oh, okay, there you are."
It wasn't working.
But then you disappear for a while, and I'm like, "I wonder what happened. Where'd
Yeah.
Malcolm go?"
Well, that was, and the bad part is I fought my case for like 8 months.
Yeah.
And then in 2000, I was in JK Barracks down at the branch. And in 2007, I went into trial.
Okay.
I fought my own case. Honestly, I pissed off the judge. I fought my case. I won my case.
Wow.
With a jury.
Wow.
They not guilty, not
Yeah.
guilty. The judge waited till the jury left and said, "Okay, you're excused." And as soon as they left the courtroom, he said, "Okay, Mr. Johnson, well, we're not going to do that."
Oh shit! He was pissed.
And it wasn't the judge talking. Okay, and I didn't realize it until I got back to the cell, and after I finished cursing, but he's like, "We're not going to do that. We're going to do a preponderance of evidence, and we're going to say that you're guilty for transportation."
Wow.
And I'm like, "That's double jeopardy." And he's like, "That's okay. Hear me out." And I'm like, "Wow." And he goes, on top of that, so I have 3-year suspended sentences that, you weren't supposed to get in trouble, and we kept giving you a break. So I'm going to give you all 3 of those. And he says, I'm going to sentence you to 9 years. And since you're non-violent, I'll give you half time.
Wow.
And I just looked at him and I started cursing and screaming. And he's like, that's okay. You can take it up in appeals. And he did it all calm.
Yeah.
You can take it up in appeals. By the time they figure it out, you would have served your time.
Wow.
And the fight was on.
The fight was on. Wow. Wow. So you've spoken about addiction and incarceration became part of your story. So can you share what that period of your life taught you about yourself and the world around you?
Well, what it taught me about me is I wasn't paying attention to it. I was wanting and needing.
Right.
And it did. It started all in there in jail. So I got locked up. I got sentenced to 9.5 years, and they buckled me down and put me in a van and shipped me out to Tracy. And God's work began. My journey began as far as just watching, pay attention. The whole time I'm getting this little tingle in the back of my head saying, pay attention.
Yeah.
Everything you need is right in front of you. I'm talking about from the first time that I even stepped into the cell.
Yeah.
So this journey that I did with the drugs was like a precursor to what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
Every day I wound up talking to somebody and all the Bible scriptures, all the everything. I mean, I know the Bible inside and out, and everything just started coming to life. And people were just like going back and forth, and fights everywhere. And I started prayer groups, prayer circles, and it was like, I don't know, my light was on.
Yeah.
People were drawn to it, and we just started talking about, what are you doing here? Why is this? And sessions just went on. It's like I keep coming back. I got a place to go. The story was just the same.
So was there a specific moment that you call your breaking point that made you say enough is enough?
That was when I was at the stop sign.
At the stop sign.
When I said, I'm tired.
Tired.
But when I was in there, the wake-up call.
It was like a blessing in disguise.
The wake-up call was, you didn't get sentenced and punished. You got
Right.
sentenced to a new life.
Right.
And then I had to surrender.
Right.
Oh, that wasn't the judge.
Yeah.
That was exactly what I asked for. I asked for a place to get out of it, a place to rest, a place to get my head together. And unfortunately, prison was it. I got a place to reflect. I got to stay away from the drugs, to everything. So that was my turning point as far as what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
And everything was just constantly there. As people come into me constantly, what are you doing over here? Why are you over here? And talking to me, and you're always reading your Bible.
Right.
And I was like, I just don't want to get into anything. Just fight. So it was grooming me for something way more than I thought.
Much greater than yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Way further than I thought.
So inside those prison walls, you found stillness and clarity. What realization or awakening came to you during that time?
What I didn't want to be. I swore I would never be a pastor or anything. I never wanted to be part of the church. My whole life I've been running from that. And the realization was, I am a minister. I'm a child of God.
Yes.
And I had a job to do. So that, I think I cried I'm about to cry right now. I think I cried for days. I don't want it.
Right. Wow.
And it was like, but you have something nobody else has. I have the best of both worlds, I have college education, I have work, and then I have the drug side, the street side. And, later on we call it the bridge, but I was able to communicate with people that just didn't have people to talk to.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. I got you. You good. You good. That's amazing.
I'm like
you
ready
do.
to
You
break
always
down.
did have
I'm
it,
doing
though.
my best to hold it together right now.
That's a blessing, though, Malcolm, because you always, ever since I've known you, you've always had that about you. You know, I always felt safe, no matter what. We out there ripping and running the streets. You know, whatever's going on, you see people getting over on each other and just doing the craziest, wildest shit. But I never felt that with you. I've always felt safe around you. You know, and I'm just like, I always had my guards up. You know, and I feel like I have a different kind of light inside of me too, to be able to tell, you know, what's going on and know when to get up out of situations. But I never felt that with you. And so you definitely have that in a different way. You know, you can relate to so many different people, and it's a blessing.
You know, I appreciate that. Actually, I was drawn to be your guardian for some reason.
Right. We were bound to come back together.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That was, when you walked through the door, it was just, my smile was just endless. I was like, I didn't say nothing, you didn't say nothing.
Right.
But it
Took a minute.
It was good to, well, it was just good to see both of us on the same, same page.
Right.
But the journey is real.
The journey is real. The struggle is real. But, you know, God has a plan and God has a purpose for you, for sure.
Boy,
And it's greater than you.
I was going to say, boy, greater than I am.
Greater than me, for sure. Because this ain't about me. Thursday Therapies is definitely not about me. You know, I'm just here. And for you to tell your story is a blessing, you know. It's a blessing because you live the life of so many people out there, and they just don't know how to get out of it.
You know, is when you're done, you're done.
Right.
Okay? And you know, it's like, when you're sick and tired of something, put it this way, there's nothing in life that we got that we didn't want.
Right.
We got everything we asked for.
Absolutely. And then some.
and then some.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when it was time to get out of the substances, yeah, it was a little harder because our bodies were addicted to it.
Right.
But when we were done, we made up our mind, it was over.
It was time to move on. Definitely.
The beauty of it was just being able to share that with people in prison and, talk them down from where they're at, and being able to come out here and create exactly what I wrote. I mean, I wrote every little thing down in prison. I should have brought it with me. I mean, it's just a packet of paper of me writing everybody else's story, what was missing, what to add, what we need, and who would be the best counselors for us. And that was us. Yeah. I mean, when you go to class, that circle is it. That square we're sitting in is we're a counselor to each other.
Exactly.
And that's where the Peacemakers Love Foundation comes in.
It's a beautiful thing.
Blessed are the peacemakers. They be called the children of God.
Absolutely.
And that's what I feel like we are.
Yeah.
So that's where the peacemakers came from.
Right.
And
we
it's
all
all
just
about
want love and peace in our lives, for
all
sure.
the time.
And you bring that, for sure.
People die looking for love and peace.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sure
when
do.
it's all right in front of them, because it's all right here. It all comes from here.
Exactly.
It's a mindset.
It definitely is. So how did your time in incarceration help shape the foundation for what later became the Peacemakers Love Foundation? We kind of just tapped on that.
We kind of capped on it, but the journey inside was enormous, because the way the spirit worked is I went from Tracy to Delano to Corcoran. It took me to places where I could tell my story and talk to people the whole time through. And just we were talking a little bit earlier about one of the guys that I met that watched me do all of this, and he was like, asked me what I was doing. I'm like, well, I'm making sure I'm not coming back here. I'm going to make sure we have a place to go. Right. And then I go do interviews at the branch, a month ago? And the guy is in there, and he sees me, and we both just start crying. Wow. And because I told him, when I get out of here, next time I'm coming in in either a suit or whatever. I'm coming in to get people out. I'm not coming in
You always
to
kept
stay
your
here.
word. You always kept your word.
Man, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I really almost didn't recognize him because he's all sucked up. And he just like, oh, my God. And I was like, I couldn't remember his name at first, and then I was like, Mr. Hovey. And he just, whoa. And we just sat there for a minute, just crying, tears flowing.
That was a blessing.
Because I did what I was sent to do.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to be able to reap the benefit. He comes in November, and he's gonna be there. And, that made me feel like my mission is on point.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about me, it's about everybody. It's about us coming together. It's about doing what you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
We have to do what we're supposed to do to bring people together, to show them that there is another way.
Yes.
There's a way to get out of that. And I'm higher than I've ever been.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
People are like, why you laugh all the time? Why are you always, I am high.
Absolutely.
All right. And don't need anything.
No substances.
None.
None at all.
I am the substance.
Right.
You know how I work.
Yes,
I am the substance.
That part.
Yep.
That part.
So
That's dope. That's dope. So, what role did mental health play in your healing journey? What role did mental health play in your journey?
Mental health is real. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
I can't. Mental health to me was. I can't even say mental health. Honestly, it's just like mentally, I was in a bad way for half a second. I mean, God, just like that was a fraction.
Mm.
And I lost my mind for 1 second. As soon as that bullet hole did, I was not mental when I was in the jail. When I got to the prison, it was a whole different story. You're on drugs, you need this medication, wow. You're mentally, and you're going to take this. And I just looked at the lady and I was like, why would I stop taking the drugs that I like doing to start taking your drugs?
Right, that part.
What part of that makes sense? Wow. And she just looked at me, okay, end of story, and so my mental health was straight, like, throughout the whole thing. After I got off that 8th floor and, the spirit was talking to me the whole time. It's like, you are here because you asked to come here.
Yeah.
Now get what you came here for. Wow. And the mission was on. I can't even say it was any different. Everything was growth. Take notes. Write it down. I mean, all the way down to the dollars. Wow. I had a chart, the dollars, how much it was going to cost, how much it was going to, and wow. Full blown. So when I got out, mental health really kicked in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just fast forward a little bit because, building it inside was cool, but it was getting out after 4 years and 8 months. And, they came out with this non-revocable parole. I had been a pre-release clerk for the last 2 years and then working for PIA. So I'm hooking guys up with information for when they get out and everything, thinking I'm helping them with all of this stuff, go here, here's the information here, do this. Right. And I'm getting out and I get out and I go to use the information and none of it was true.
Wow.
None of it was true.
Wow. They
gave us information to give each other to get out.
Wow. That
was not valid.
Oh my goodness.
And that was the part of the stories of the guys that I was talking to in there that I didn't understand. What do you mean? You keep coming back. This is over here. This is over here.
Right.
And I'm fighting for their system because they're telling me we have this.
Right.
But when I get out, they gave me $200. They knocked me off parole, so I couldn't get any benefits.
Wow.
And they dropped me off in Orangeville at a bus stop.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. But that was the activator.
Yeah.
That was truly the activator. I didn't even know what I had. What I wrote in there, all the paperwork I had, it was the only thing I had with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I had.
Yeah.
I sat at that bus stop over there off of Greenback by the Dairy Queen outside of Orangeville. And I cried for about 2 weeks.
Wow. Just
sitting there. And all I kept getting every time I asked was, everything you need is right in front of you.
Yeah. And
I started mental health was real then, because I'm looking around like, is there $1 million I'm missing or something?
Right.
And I'm looking around, and finally get up and go across the street. There was a metro thing. I got a phone. I buy the phone and start looking for places to be.
Yeah.
And again, everything you need is right in front of you.
Wow.
Well, I slept on the bus stop, and I got up in the morning, and the same thing came, and my folder fell on the ground. And all the papers came out, and I start picking them up. And while I'm picking them up, everything you need is right in front of you.
Wow.
And I start reading all the stuff, and I'm like, it's all there.
Yeah.
The whole plot, from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I could show you today, and it's taking you right to the house we're in right now, and it's showing something bigger than,
Wow.
a foundation of people
Yeah.
working for each other, people like ourselves, people just reaching out. And
It's
it's like,
amazing. The place is amazing.
God's got a plan that involves like-minded people.
Absolutely.
Loving on
He
each other,
aligned us
so.
for a reason, for sure. He definitely aligned us for a reason. I believe it 100%.
Oh, without a doubt.
So what were some key practices or coping skills that helped you begin or realize that your life rebuild your life emotionally and spiritually?
The practice of self-love,
Yes.
self-awareness,
Yes.
how I was really treating myself verbally,
Yes.
spiritually, physically.
Right.
Do I really love myself? Because I used to always say, I love myself. What are you talking about? I don't love.
Right.
If you loved yourself, you wouldn't be doing this or this or this. So you've been to one of my classes before, the
Right.
mirror.
Yeah.
The mirror is it, looking in that mirror every day, or looking at, hey, I love you. You are loved.
Right.
It took me a minute to get to that point,
Right.
How to take care of myself. What do I really need to move forward? How do I grow?
Absolutely.
And that took me on a journey outside of myself. All right, forget everything you know so you can learn something different.
Yeah, relearn.
Oh, it's painful.
For sure. It
Hey,
is.
when you look and you see that you are the
Definitely is.
cause of all your pain,
Right.
it's like, oh, okay. And then the other half of that is forgiveness.
Right.
Learning how to forgive yourself.
Absolutely. Give yourself
Because,
grace. Right.
It's the key to everything. Forgiveness for yourself, for the people that you don't know you hurt, or the people that don't like it. It doesn't even matter.
Right.
Because love has this unconditional side of, it doesn't matter how you feel about me, I still love me.
Exactly.
And I love you too,
Exactly.
no matter what.
No matter what.
No, I'm not going to let you tear my world apart. I'll
Right.
move boundaries, but
Right.
my love's not going to change.
And it hasn't. I don't think it has.
It can't.
Right.
I know the truth.
Yeah, you do.
I know the truth, that I know that everyone reaps what they sow.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to continue to sow what God has given me, which is my gift to help people and move forward and bring an awareness around who they are,
Yeah,
because we're all God's children.
we are.
And we all got powers that we don't know about, and we all got gifts.
Absolutely.
And
we sure do. And it's a blessing.
Oh.
It's definitely a blessing.
It is. And then all people need to learn is that they are the money.
They are, for sure. For sure. This kind of goes into my next question is forgiveness, both for yourself and for others, can be one of the hardest steps. So how did forgiveness become part of your process?
Forgiveness became part of my process, because if I didn't forgive, I would be holding on to a lot of baggage.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this while I was locked up, but when I got out, I was speaking somewhere, and I was molested when I was 11 years old by a group of females, and it was all bad. And I didn't know that sat so deep in my soul. That was part of my issue.
Yeah.
It's like I had an internal issue with females, and I didn't know that. And if it wasn't for my sister, it would probably have been all bad. But she went and pretty much hunted them down.
Wow.
But I carried that all my life, and when it came out while I was speaking, the key was forgiveness, because I had to look at the other side.
Right.
If somebody went through that and did that to me, then what happened to them?
What happened to them? Exactly.
What happened to them that made them do that?
Yeah.
So I had to forgive them.
Yeah.
Not only that, I wanted to move on.
Yeah.
But when it happened, it was like a weight fell off my shoulders. So I had to chalk that up and use that as law.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is a must. You have to forgive yourself, and you have to forgive others.
Absolutely.
And the most important part of it is that you can't change nothing anyway.
Yeah, you can't go back and
You can't
change
go back
time.
and fix it.
Right.
So
right.
forgiveness played a major role.
Wow.
And it helps you love yourself a lot more. You can
Absolutely.
see yourself in a whole different light. It's not your
Yes.
fault. There's no book on how you're supposed to do certain things. Yeah, there's a Bible, and that's probably as close as you're going to get, but you still have to live life.
Right.
You have to know who you are. You have to believe in yourself,
Yes.
because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is.
Right.
So everything goes hand in hand on a spiritual rift. It's the awakening,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
enlightenment.
Right.
And
Thank you for sharing that so much. Thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that. We need more people to speak on those kind of issues, because so many people hold on to that and are trapped by those and keep reliving that in their head, and they can never let it go. So it's just like they're living in bondage, and
it's devastating.
it absolutely is devastating. So I thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah. If I don't share it, then other people won't share it. They won't let it go. They don't think it's okay to reveal that, to be vulnerable like that.
Right.
I don't feel vulnerable. I feel strong enough to say that, strong enough to
Absolutely.
cry when I want to cry.
Absolutely.
All of this stuff growing up, men don't cry, suck it up, do this. I'm like, man, I feel the best when those tears come out.
They're needed. They are much needed.
I'm like,
yes.
I'm good.
Absolutely.
Doesn't make me any weaker. Actually, I feel stronger than anything.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
all good.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for sharing that. So how important has community been in maintaining your healing and sobriety journey?
Community has been a blessing. So when I got out, when this all started, and I started telling my story. So I didn't tell this part. So when I finally moved off that bench, I was running out of money, and I decided to move and come towards Highlands. I was heading for a bad thing. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
I started coming back to Highlands, and I got to the McDonald's on the corner. It was Sunday, and I was going to sit in there and contemplate. I had about $1, some change, something like that, and I wanted to buy food, and I didn't have enough of food. So there was a lady. She came in. I held the door for her. She's like, "Oh, you want something to eat?" She people see me,
Right.
okay, because right now everything's showing.
Yeah.
I'm vulnerable, and I said, "Yeah, I'd like some help. I have some change." And she gave me money when I had a meal, and she sat there and started to leave, and she goes, "You need to go down to the church over here. We're having service."
Wow.
And it was New Testament Baptist Church down on 32nd and Elkhorn.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, okay. Anyway, I finished what I was eating, and I went down there, and I sat in the back of the church. And the story was on the prodigal son.
Wow. Wow.
If you know the Bible like I know the Bible,
Oh,
that story was my
gosh.
story.
Oh.
The guy who got all his riches and went out and partied his butt off and got thrashed and beat up and came back home, and the father just threw the cloak over him and gave him everything.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the cloak part and everything because
I
I needed it.
Right.
But anyway, service was over, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, I got to go up for prayer. I need some help. And I go up, and it's a big line, and he's Pastor Cyrus. I even remember him. He's anointing people with oil, and he's praying on them. And he gets to me, and he goes to put the oil on my head, and he just, like he burned his hand, he just backed off.
Yeah.
And he looked at me really hard, and he looked at me up and down, and he goes, "You need to tell your story."
Wow.
And I just looked at him like, "No, you need to tell your story." And at that moment, I told my story at the church, and everything changed.
I'm sure it did.
I stayed there for about 35 minutes telling my story, and when it was over, I was showered with money, with clothes. I mean, I left there with like $800, a place to live for a little while, and a bunch of phone numbers. And then before I left, a colonel, retired colonel, Colonel Samuel Harris, who happened to be the principal of Martin Luther King Jr. High School at the time, he goes, "I need you. You're my bridge."
Wow.
That's where the bridge came in.
Yeah.
Your story, you're my bridge. You've been on both sides. You're going to be able to talk to these kids and tell them about their fathers and this and that.
Wow.
And so the next week I went, got dressed up as I could and went there, and he led me in, and I told my story at Martin Luther King Jr. High School, and somebody else heard it. He was the founder of Shoulder to Shoulder, which is a young men's Big Brother kind of thing that was going on there. And he goes, "I need you." Come work for us.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the first work I had. The first thing I was volunteer coordinator. I went and spoke, told the fathers. I went to the churches because there's a big divide with church people, especially not for nothing Caucasian churches with a lot of money. They don't have it. They don't have a clue what that great divide is.
Right.
So he dragged me in, Bill Coybian. He went to Granite Bay, Bayside, and he's like, we need you here. And we did all of that, and just life just started going on and
everything started falling
everything
into
just
place
together, one piece at a time.
Yes. Wow. So tell us about the moment Peacemakers Love Foundation was born. How did the vision first come to life? I mean, you told a little bit of it right there, but
I did.
Yes.
But honestly,
yeah.
Peacemakers was born the day I set foot in the jail. If I had the paperwork with me, there's an actual copyright day on it. I literally mailed myself a letter with that on it so I would have a copyright. And I still have the envelope sealed from the jail.
You did tell me that. So you knew straight up, you're like, I'm never coming back here. What I'm building, and it's going to happen no matter what. You started manifesting everything.
It's real.
That's amazing.
But Peacemakers popped up in 2006 when I was still in K barracks. It was all about survival in there. People were fighting and stuff like that. But I was like reading the Bible, and Matthew 5:7 on the Beatitudes is like, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God.
Yes.
And I was like, and so I am.
Oh, wow.
That whole I am thing.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes,
So Peacemakers, the name went on paper then, and I carried it the whole time I was in there, just adding stuff to it. The Good Cause Sacramento part came when I hooked up with the guy that helped me make the to get the 501c3 to start it. So he was Good Cause. So I kept that.
Okay.
But Peacemakers was around for a minute.
And you've been up and running since 2000 and...
So we've been up and running under Peacemakers Love Foundation since 2015.
Wow.
So, but we started with the Good Cause thing in 2012.
Okay.
So I had to shut the Good Cause thing down and restart.
Right.
So I put the Peacemakers in front of it.
I love that.
And it's just been growing ever since. We started in a little 3-bedroom house. We went into Del Paso. We got a little apartment complex. Then another one on Altos. So we went to the Altos. We took over another apartment complex, and the goal was to get to a better spot.
Right.
And we've just been blessed the whole way. In 2020, we moved into Citrus Heights to that house.
Yeah,
and
it's beautiful.
It's amazing
beautiful.
how God worked there.
It's beautiful. So, what was the mission behind the foundation when you started, and how has it grown or evolved since then? We just kind of tapped on that also.
Yeah.
Now you went from a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom apartment complex. Now how many rooms are over there on?
So we have a 12-bedroom house right now. We're at 8,000 square foot home.
Men's, but you got
for the men's house,
a women's house,
and then the women's house is 4,600 square feet.
Wow.
So
beautiful homes. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The whole thing is beautiful. And it's just something bigger happening.
Right.
It's like we get to a point and turn into a stall, and I don't know what it is.
Exactly.
I'm working on something else, but something else is going on back here.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for the next wall to fall down and, door number 3, huh?
Right. That part. People are aligning for a reason, and I believe it, and I see the vision. That's amazing,
Well, I just know it's coming.
It is.
And it's happened like that through the whole thing. Every time I was, now what?
Yeah.
The curtain would go up, and here you are.
Right.
So it was just like, okay, I got it. Manifest.
Absolutely.
All we do is manifest.
Right.
You just keep doing the next right thing, and everything will show up.
Yeah, that's what's been
happening. But you got
to
believe it.
You got to believe it. Absolutely.
Faith without works is dead. I put one foot in front of the other. I get out of bed every day. With the mission, and the mission is to do better than I did yesterday.
Absolutely, because only you can do it.
Only.
Right.
you can only do for yourself.
Right. That part. So you often talk about being the bridge. We talked about that right now. So what does that really mean to you in the work that you're doing today?
It means that I can get to people that people can't get to.
Right.
I've been behind the walls. I sat there. I work with the people. I've heard their story.
Yeah.
And then I've been in the office.
Yeah.
And I work around those people and I speak their language.
Yeah.
And it brings the two sides together where they understand. So our house, if you notice, is not just people who are substance abuse or anything.
Oh, there's many different classes.
Yeah, there's so many different, and that's what makes it work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you get people from jail, you got people from substance abuse, you got people from homelessness, you got people who went through domestic violence or something. Is when we get to that table, we all have the same thing in common.
Right.
We're in need. Okay?
Yeah.
And when that happens, magic happens. You know, there's a scripture that says, wise counsel is found in the multitude of others.
Right.
Well, if everybody has a different view,
right,
you're going to get an answer. You're going to get something.
Right. And those groups are powerful. You know, I miss going to those groups.
We miss you because you spoke up.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's hard to get words out of people. But
no, because you got to speak your piece. You got to share your story so it can be heard, so that you can move on from it.
Your story is your tool.
Absolutely.
Okay. There's not anybody out there, I don't care who you are and who you think you are.
Right.
You're still writing a story.
Yeah.
And everybody goes through something.
Right.
That makes it your story.
Right.
So my deal is, if you don't tell your story, somebody else will.
Is going to tell it.
And if they tell it, you're not going to like
that part.
You're not going to like it.
That part. So what kind of programs or services does Peacemaker Love Foundation provide to help individuals heal?
Well, it's a trauma-informed setup, you know. We run housing, so the first thing is getting people to a safe place, you know. If they don't have a place to lay their head and think safely, then the mission is pretty much over. So the housing, the classes, the trauma-informed classes, peer-led by us. You know, I'm not the instructor. I'm the person that throws a blurb out there and we run with it. You know, it's guidance. It's all spirit-led. It makes everything happen. Right. It's the glue, but the people are the glue.
Right.
People have asked me for curriculums and this and that. I can't put a curriculum there because the people are different every time.
Right.
Everybody's got different issues, so it's so important to pay attention, and that's what the bridge part fills in. It's like, I know that person doesn't need AA because that's not going to work for him.
Exactly. What works for you might not work for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And the world doesn't know that. They try to program you, you know, and
they do.
I'm done with programs. So my whole mission really, in short, is to deprogram you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That made me just think of that. It's just like, my whole mission is to deprogram you from what the world laid on you all your life. Right. So you can become your authentic self.
Absolutely. We have to unlearn years of damage, years of chaos. We have to unlearn that and relearn in a different way. Yes. And if you're not telling your story, somebody else is going to tell it for you, and you're going to be stuck. You're going to continue to stay stuck. So, you know,
the world we live in is in so much pain.
Right.
And you know the old saying, misery loves company.
Yeah.
It's real.
It is.
Okay. But it's up to us to change that.
It is.
We're adults now.
Right.
Okay, when we were children, we might not have had a choice. We had to follow what they were putting out.
Right.
But I'm alive.
Exactly.
I am very aware,
alive
as you are.
And well. Right.
And that self-awareness about what we need and the change we need to happen in our lives. And I don't know if anybody can see what's going on in the world today, but it's happening.
It is.
And it's not pretty.
Right.
But if we don't have a group that are like-minded people looking to build each other, then look out.
Look out. You're tearing yourself down. The world's tearing us down, and you're tearing yourself down. So what are some of the biggest challenges people face when trying to rebuild their lives after incarceration or addiction? What is the biggest challenge?
Institutionalization. People become institutionalized.
Yeah.
And when I say that, the intenseness is you forget how to take care of yourself.
Right.
You didn't have to work to eat.
Right.
You didn't have to even work to buy soap to take a shower. So you got medical, dental, a free bed, a job if you want it, you become damaged.
Yeah, you start depending on all these
You
things. So now
depend-
when you get out here on the streets, you're like, where's my handout?
Yeah.
Where I need this, I need that, but you got to go out there and find it. There are resources
yeah.
out there that will help you with it, but you got to be hungry enough to
Yeah,
go
you
get
got to
it.
really. Well, now there is a lot more than there was when I got out.
Yeah.
You got to be really hungry. Because me doing what I did was only spirit led.
Absolutely. I
And
believe
that's
it.
where the community, when you said what
Right.
the community did, yeah, they did everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the spirit took me to the right parts.
Right.
But you got to look, you got to pay attention, you got to put out that energy
Right.
too. It's intense. I'm
It
just
is
sitting here
intense.
thinking, it's like, wow.
It is intense. And do you think you might have had it a little bit easier because you do have that church background in you, so you really, you have a better, clearer vision of your relationship with your higher power than somebody else who never was introduced to God?
Yeah, I think it was a little easier for me because I was born and raised on the street. The streets
that
of
part
New York
too.
City was no joke. I mean, I left a long story. There's a lot going on there in what I did.
Yeah.
And the transferable knowledge and skill that I took with it, with the knowledge of the Bible and the
Right.
knowledge of the Spirit, and just finding out who I am.
Yeah.
And once I came up to that, then it was another whole story.
Okay. Wow. That's amazing. So, what message do you want to send to those who are currently in despair and think that they can't change?
There is hope.
There is hope.
It lies within you. All you have
Yes.
to do is ask and surrender.
Absolutely.
And trust me, it works.
Right. Absolutely.
The shortest
ask for
prayer
help.
ever didn't have God's name in it, didn't have anything. The shortest prayer ever was, I am so tired.
Yeah.
And everything changed.
In an instant.
In an
Seconds
instant.
later. Wow.
Literally, I mean. like,
Blessings in disguise. People always talk about it's a blessing in disguise, and really just like, okay, they really don't know. But when you lived it, and there are blessings in disguise, because I know that's what happened with me in my journey.
Yeah.
And that's how I aligned with you after the loss of my mom and things spiraling out of control. And then once I stepped foot in church, things back to back start, and they keep going.
And keep going.
Blessings in disguise.
As long as you
Everything
stay.
is aligned perfectly the way it's supposed to be.
And you get exactly what you asked for.
Exactly.
You just don't know how it comes.
Exactly.
You have to walk in faith.
Right. Every day.
You can't see the road, but the road is there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like walking on water.
Absolutely. So, when you think about your legacy, what do you hope people will remember most about Malcolm and the Peacemakers movement?
Just remember that I am.
Yes.
I'm me.
Yeah.
Nobody different than anybody else.
No.
I did the best me I can. I want people to do the best themselves. That's a legacy, to leave something behind
Yes.
that's tangible for moving forward and growth.
Yes.
With love,
Yeah.
somebody could look up and say, I could always get help there.
Yeah.
I want to be that.
Right.
I want to leave that. If anybody can get anything from me, life is all about surrender.
Absolutely.
You don't have to fight.
Absolutely.
There's certain things you have to stand strong on, but you don't have to fight.
Right.
You have a choice to either walk away
Yes.
or fight.
Right.
My choice is to walk and move in faith.
Absolutely.
And whatever's coming, comes. And whatever's for us is for us.
Right.
It's all about a lesson.
Right.
We're in the school of hard knocks. It's
Yeah.
open 24/7.
24,
We're paying a
365
tuition
year.
of blood,
Yes,
sweat, and
absolutely.
tears.
Yes, we are.
And
For sure.
guess what? I'm not missing a day of school.
Right. Nope.
No. So if anybody can remember anything, just know that I am love.
You are, definitely. And I appreciate you for coming on the show. I know that I always have a place to go if I need it, because I feel safe and at home coming to both of your places right now, you know, and I know you're going to grow much bigger than what you are. Oh, you are. You will. I see it. I see you and Colleen and just your guys' vision and growing, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing that you have going in the community, and you're helping a lot of lives, and I commend you for that.
Thank
and
you.
I thank you for that. And you always have a place in my heart, and I love you.
Thank you.
For sure.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being on here, Malcolm.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie, for
Absolutely.
inviting me.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. So where can people find you? You have a website or social media?
Sure. We have a website. We have a Facebook page, but www.goodcausesac.org. You can find us online and look at our beautiful homes for the women and men and information and photos.
Yes.
And we're doing updates. Or you can call me. I'm only 916-969-0260.
Yeah, you're open.
Throw it
you're
out
open.
there.
Absolutely.
But we always look for support.
Yes.
People coming forward, take on a piece of it. This is not just my job. This is my adventure. Come join the adventure with me and help, people change their lives.
Absolutely.
So we're always looking for sponsors and people taking care of other people and donations, people who are getting their licenses and everything. Hey, drop off a car, donate a car. No.
Yeah, that part.
Help them out.
Thank you so much.
I had to throw that out there.
Yes, please.
Drag the
seriously.
community in. The community is part of what makes it work.
Yes.
People need to be sponsored. They don't have the money to come through. We don't have the money to support everybody.
Right.
We could barely sponsor 2 or 3 people at a time.
Right.
It's just
And
so we
high
have
demand.
the proper place in the proper area.
Right.
It costs money.
Yeah.
So, looking out there is like, come sponsor a bed, sponsor
Yes.
a person, bring
Yes.
some stuff. Come see what's going on. Do a tour.
Absolutely.
Look us up online, give us a call, and come see what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Because it's not just about housing or transitioning. This is about a movement right now.
Right.
And we have to make the movement happen.
Yes. Well said. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, comment, check out the Peacemakers Love Foundation, and check yourself, check your mental health.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
That's Moses, stupid.